Welcome, Squad Fam, to another Sinister Sunday. Today we're going to the Myrtle Plantation in Louisiana. Hello, Squad Fam, and welcome to another Sinister Sunday. Today we're going to go all the way to the south. We're going to do another sinister place, and this is in Louisiana. So stay tuned, Squad Fam. It should be a spooky one. So today we're going to Louisiana, and this is the Myrtle's Plantation high on the hill in St. Francisville. Okay, and it is on the list of one of the most haunted places in America. So the saga of the South and a lifestyle that will never be forgotten lives on at the grand mansion known as the Myrtle Plantation. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of the ghosts there because they have them all on their website because they're very proud of all the spirits there. So the first spirit that's there is Whiskey Dave. The drama of the Myrtle's Plantation began in 1796 when General David Bradford, also known as Whiskey Dave, of the Whiskey Rebellion, fled to the United States to avoid arrest and imprisonment. Bradford arrived at the Bayonne Sarah, then a Spanish colony, and obtained a land grant of 650 acres from the Baron de Cordenlet to begin a new life. In 1820, the Myrtles was sold to his son-in-law, Judge Clerk Woodruff, who remodeled the mansion. So you think this Dave is there living on in the mansion he couldn't die in? Okay, so the Sterling era. 14 years later, the house was sold to Mr. Ruffin Sterling, who completed the mansion in all its grandeur that you can see today. Has a 125-foot-long veranda, is noted for its ornamental ironwork. The entrance foyer contains some of the finest examples of Fox Boris and open pierced frieze work in existence today. The front chandelier is crystal and weighs more than 300 pounds. The stained glass entrance, original to the house, was hand-painted, etched, patterned after a French cross to ward off evil. So they already thought the house was haunted way before they even bought it. Okay. The ladies' and gentlemen's parlor are mirrored reflections of one another. These two rooms are identical in size and exhibit magnificent open pierced frieze work molding. What is this frieze work? What is it? Phrase work? I don't know how you say it, but we're going to have to look it up, and I'm going to have to insert a picture here. The Carrier marble mantles grace the north and south walls of the parlor. The dining room and gaming rooms, important to plantation life, are downstairs. Okay, so that's their history. We're going to have to look up about this, why it's the most haunted house. The Legend of Chloe. In 1992, the proprietress of the Myrtles photographed what appeared to be a slave girl standing between two of the buildings on the plantation. The insurance company had required photographs to be taken that would show the distance between the buildings to aid the underwriters in rating a fire insurance policy for the plantation. Ooh. The National Geographic Explorer filming crew determined that the photograph definitely contained what appeared to be an apparition of what they believed to be a slave girl. Slave girl appeared in a breezeway between the general store and the butler's pantry of the mansion. The horizontal interior Boards of the mansion were clearly visible through the entire body of the apparition. National Geographic Explorer used the photograph in their documentary and suggested that a postcard should be made of the photograph. Yeah, well, that will get people to come to you. Mr. Norman B. Ott, patent researchist, visited the Myrtle's plantation in May 1995 and requested permission to research the postcard. After enlarging the postcard and doing a shadow density procedure, Mr. Bennott discovered that all of the physical measurements of the apparition were of human dimensions and proportions. The circumference of the head, the length of the shoulders to the elbows, and the length of the elbow to the wrist were all indicative of a human. The postcard is referred to as the Chloe postcard. Oh, it shows pictures, so I will add them in here. Now, the pictures of the Chloe postcard. Other strange happenings. You see a young girl dressed in old clothing who appears to be peering out of a large window. She is standing in the window to the left of the white rocking chair. The young girl appears to be looking directly to the camera. Her hair and eyes and dress are clearly visible in the photograph, but what remains unclear is who the little girl is. How did she get there? She's referred to the ghost girl of the Myrtle's plantation. The digital image was taken at the Myrtle's plantation and was sent to Dave Young of Platten Paranormal for his opinion. Okay, so I don't know who that was talking, but I can't figure out what it says, but I'm going to play it again slow so you guys can hear it. The spirits seem to be getting more brazen here. I was on Boomer's live stream and caught something too, which was odd because they don't normally come out. I'm actually going to insert the clip here where I was on Boomer's live stream.
You just have to know.
You want me to knock down the whole store?
I'll tell you what, it takes practice, but eventually you'll just be able to do it without, like, you just learn to know where.
Dave, a dear friend and supporter of the Myrtle's plantation, who they knew would appreciate seeing this photo and learning of the explanation behind it. Dave was amazed at what presented itself in the photo and immediately sent it on to another professional, including the Society of Physical Research in England, founded in 1882. It's the oldest and most prestigious paranormal research group in the world. The photo was taken of a teacher and some of her students on the courtyard of the Myrtle Plantation with a Sony CyberShot camera. Without going into a technical explanation that included megapixels, capacity, file size, GIF file, compression system, shutter speed, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me confirm that nothing at all unusual was discovered or reported about the photograph or the manner in which it was developed, which means they really think it's a ghost girl. The photograph continues to travel the world, being thoroughly researched but still without explanation of the ghost girl. Oh yeah, there she is. Wow. Oh, they enlarged it nice for you. We continue to receive comments such as, I see no reason why this type of camera should in any way be responsible for the strange phenomenon. So let's see if we can find any other legends about this. This is all on their website somewhere. Okay, so here's some more information which they left off their reservation site, which may be not to scare the locals. But anyway, the plantation is rumored to be on top of an ancient Tunic Indian burial ground. It is currently a bed and breakfast and offers historical and mystery tours. It's often reported that 10 murders occurred in the house, but historical records indicate only the murder of William Winter. William Drew Winter is also a very popular character in the plantation. He was an attorney who lived in the plantation from 1865 until 1871. He was shot by a stranger. After being shot, he straggled inside the house and died trying to climb the stairs. He died on the 17th step of the stairs. To the present day, visitors as well as employees in the hotel still hear his dying footprints. Still hear his dying footsteps. There we go. Good job, Christina. In 2002, Unsolved Mysteries filmed a segment about the alleged hauntings at the plantation. According to host Robert Stack, the production crew experienced technical difficulties during the production of the segment. The Myrtles was also featured on the 2005 episode of Ghost Hunters. The TV series Ghost Adventures also filmed an episode there. Okay. We know about the history. I'm still wondering where all these ghosts are. So far, maybe we have 2. Well, 3. The ghost girl that appeared in the window, the slave girl who appeared in the picture, and Whiskey Dave might be there. And then we have, this guy, Mr. Winter, who might be there. But that's it. Nothing more exciting than that. Wow. I should feature my house.
Little did I know when I said this before I edited it that I had disembodied voices on this video.
Yep. Anyway, still sounds interesting enough to go to even with one ghost picture because, where there's one ghost, there is probably more. But I still don't see any reason why this is in the top 10. The top 10 most haunted places in America. Like, there should be more to it. Let's see if we can find any more. Okay, so this is interesting. So on their website, they just said they put a picture of that and called it Chloe. But there's a reason why. Supposedly, Clark Woodruff had forced a woman that worked in the house, Chloe, into being his mistress, okay? And she then would go around listening to Mr. Woodruff's business dealings, right? After being caught by Clark, she had one of her ears cut off, and she wore a green turban to hide it. Chloe supposedly baked a cake containing extract of boiled and reduced Orlander leaves, which is extremely poisonous. The various legends diverge as to why she did this. Okay. According to legends, her plan backfired. Only Sarah and her 2 daughters ate the cake and all died from the poison. Chloe was then supposedly hung by the other slaves and thrown into the Mississippi River, either as punishment or to escape punishment by Clark Woodruff for harboring her. Historical records do not support this legend. There is no record of the Woodruffs owning a slave named Chloe or Chloe or any other slaves. The legend usually claims that Sarah and her 2 daughters were poisoned, but Mary survived well into adulthood. Finally, Sarah, James, and Cornelia Woodruff were not killed by poisoning, but instead succumbed to yellow fever. Regardless of the factual accuracy of the Chloe story, some believe a woman wearing a green turban haunts the plantation. So, what do you think? Did he have a mistress? Didn't necessarily have to be his slave. I don't know. A variety of other legends surrounding the Myrtles. The house is built on an Indian burial ground, which we said, and the ghost of a young Native American woman has been reported. During the Civil War, the house was ransacked by Union soldiers, and legend claimed that 3 were killed in the house. Supposedly, their blood stains are still in the doorway, roughly the size of a human body that will not come clean. Other legends say that cleaners have been unable to push their mop or broom into that space. Yikes. It must be a dirty damn floor. A mirror located in the house supposedly holds the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her 2 children. According to custom, mirrors are covered after death, but legends say that after the poisoning of the Woodruffs, this particular mirror was overlooked. The uncovered mirror reportedly trapped the spirits of Sarah and her children, who are occasionally seen or leave handprints in the mirror. Okay, so they have a haunted mirror. That's cool. The plantation is also reportedly haunted by a young girl who died in 1868 despite being treated by a local voodoo practitioner. She supposedly appears in the room in which she died, and she has been reported to practice voodoo on people sleeping in that room. I don't know about that one. I don't want to stay in her room. Make sure about that. There's also a ghost who reportedly walks, staggers, or crawls up the stairs to the stops on the 17th step. That must be Mr. Winters. So they seem to have a lot of stuff going on here. I will show you pictures of the place. It's historical nonetheless, and you know I love historical places. So whether it's haunted or not, we don't know. I will show you the pictures of what they caught there. It is beautiful, and maybe one day we'll have to go and visit.
This is an actual reporter who caught an orb while she was doing a segment there. Someone else caught this, not sure what to think about it. Let me know. This picture was also supposedly caught there. And this is another photo that somebody caught when they were taking a picture. You let me know in the comments what you think. And they have an adorable doll room with a mirror.
So, Squad fam, until the next Sinister Sunday, you guys take care, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Boom!